Hello everyone, I'm Wheelman and welcome back for week 3 of the Season 10 challenges in Ghost Recon Wildlands. So up first this week is, without dying, instigate a level 4 alert, then shoot down Unidad response helicopters while the alert is active. So up in Media Luna, there is this little Unidad firebase. It's nice and out of the way, there's only one road in and out, so it's an ideal location to hold off Unidad. Now I can already hear you angrily typing, "Wheelman, isn't this the same place that Sergeant Nick Fury uses for his videos?" Well, to be honest, yes. But if it wasn't a good location, I wouldn't show it to you. And honestly, why reinvent the wheel? I mean, come on. It's a freaking YouTube video. It's not like I'm plagiarizing his work for my master thesis. So once you get up here, drive your car directly into their armory. This is going to be your hidey hole for the rest of the challenge. Now, you'll notice that I die right here, but that's not a real problem. Dying only voids the challenge if you die in between shooting down helicopters. It's also probably worth noting that I got this vehicle out of a loot box, but the pickup truck from the Rebel spawn will work exactly the same. Once you're nice and comfy inside, go ahead and equip the explosive payload on the drone. Once that's done, fly it outside and call in Rebel reinforcements and a Rebel diversion near the road where you came in. Basically, you want to try and keep a bunch of Rebels in between you and Unidad as sort of a buffer to keep them from getting near the truck. When the Unidad vehicles start showing up, use your drone to blow them up and increase your wanted level. Once you reach alert level 4, they start sending attack helicopters after you. With a fully upgraded drone, it's not really hard to chase them down and blow them up. So then all you do is just rinse and repeat 3 times until you complete the challenge. Helicopter, get down. The second challenge this week is, in extreme difficulty and without taking any damage, deploy to Villa Verde Bravo, then complete the mission La Gringa. This one sounds difficult, but it's really not. Make sure you're in extreme difficulty and then just fast travel. From there, go back to the map and zoom out until you get to the web. There's a helicopter behind where you spawned, so grab that and fly over to the objective. Once you're over there, park the helicopter on the hill. Just be careful with it, because you will need it later. Now, when you get here, Santa Blanca's already going to be duking it out with some rebels. All you really need to do is reinforce the rebels that are already there, and just let them kill each other off. Once the coast is clear, just get back in your helicopter and fly it into the compound. Try to park it as close to the building as possible. As soon as you come out, there's going to be another wave of guys, although it does take them a minute to get there. You still just want to make sure that you're in the helicopter and gone before they even show up. The target is down in the basement, and when you talk to her, it starts a timer. From there, you have 4 minutes to get to the next objective. The second wave of enemies doesn't spawn until you leave the basement, and you should be long gone by the time they get up the driveway. Now, as soon as you talk to the doctor that is inside, it's going to kick off a wave of enemies coming at you. If you call for a Rebel diversion and Rebel guns for hire, as soon as you land, they should be in place by the time you have to go talk to the guy. You should also set up landmines around the area to take out the vehicles that show up quickly.
Copy. A fire team has been sent to your 20.
Wait, let me place a mine.
Now, I made a mistake with my landmines right here. They don't exactly come up this way, they need to be placed farther down on the road, if you want to take them out that way.
Placing a mine for our Sicario friends.
Once you're happy with your defenses, or if you've run out of time, you can go talk to the guy. From here, just hang out back and let the rebels and your mines do all the work for you. The only single thing you have to worry about is the helicopter. When the 2 minutes are up, you can just run back inside and talk to her again. I honestly think the hardest part of this whole mission was getting her into the helicopter afterwards. After that, you're home free, and all you have to do is fly to the endpoint. And with Challenge 2 out of the way, it's on to Challenge 3. The last solo challenge this week is, in extreme difficulty and using only sniper rifles, deploy to Inca Camina Bravo, then complete the mission Operation Silent Spade Snafu. Now, this challenge is almost identical to Week 1's Challenge 3. The only difference is you'll be using a sniper rifle instead of a pistol. Fast travel as usual, but this time when you get there, if you're running it, disable tier mode. I don't care how badass you are, this mission is hard and tier mode makes it harder. To start the mission, go to the map and zoom all the way out. And from there you can pick the Silent Spade special op. Now, I have 3 bits of advice for clearing the train area. Number 1, clear out the snipers first. Number 2, if you stay a decent distance away and leave your drone as soon as you take a sink shot, you can force the bodies to despawn. This one works best if you're looking away from where all the enemies are. And number 3, the enemies tend to notice when their buddies die on patrol and will start to go out and look for them. This means that as you kill enemies, other enemies that are usually stationary will go out and take up their patrols. To be honest, if you want a really, really detailed guide, you can go back and watch Week 1's video. To be honest, I'm exhausted right now and just want to be done with the video. I actually ended up clearing out this entire area of all of the enemies except the one that I had to interrogate. I decided to drag him back towards the helicopter a bit before I interrogated him, but it doesn't really matter. Once he's done talking, you can hop in your helicopter and fly over to Barvechos. Now, if and when you fail the next section, you will be sent back to the outskirts of the city. From there, run to the train tracks and you can spawn a helicopter, and it will land right in front of you. Use it to get onto the roof of the building directly across from the truck. I found that if you come in from due west, you can generally get on the roof without being spotted. It's not a huge issue if you do get spotted, but being undetected while you're up there just makes your life a little bit easier. I admit I got a little sloppy here, but as long as the helicopter isn't blocking the doorway, it doesn't really matter. From up here, call Rebel Guns for Hire and call a diversion down in the street to clear out all the guys. From there, it's just a matter of waiting till everything is all clear. If you manage to get up here undetected, there's only 2 things that you need to worry about. The first is the helicopter that shows up during the second phase. Now, I'm using the Desert Tech HTI, which is unlocked through tier mode at tier 40. However, the standard HTI will one-shot the helicopter as it comes in just as easily as the desert tech does. The second thing to watch out for is a sniper that spawns. If you're crouched in the same position that I am, when the sniper spots you and you're in your drone, it will kick you out of the drone. From there, you can either go prone and call in a sink shot on the guy, or you can shoot him yourself. As you may have seen, if you don't get up here without being detected, guys will run up into the building. At about 1 minute and 30 seconds, you can make your way towards the ground floor. It's usually a good idea to hang out on the second floor until the coast is clear. With 20 seconds left on the timer, Kozak decides to give up, and you have a short conversation about what to do with the bomb. If you're standing next to the truck when Nomad finally does call Bowman, you can just hold X and get in immediately. From there, you have plenty of time to drive it down into the quarry. Now, I had a bit of a rough ride on my way down, but it's better to take it a little bit slower and a little bit safer than it is to try and run it fast and end up rolling it. I actually didn't even make it off the ramp, and it forced me out, so I was running for my life before the thing exploded. But it got me anyway, but I didn't care because that's the end of Challenge 3 for me. Last but not least, this week's Task Force challenge is kill Madre Coca with a sniper shot from 200 meters or further. Now, the bad news, for me at least, was I ran out of space on my hard drive as I was filming this challenge. The good news is, I still have the footage from the last time I did this challenge 7 weeks ago, so I can just recycle that. There's only a few things that are really noteworthy here. Number 1, you have to do this challenge 4 times. Number 2, the mission says that you have to meet with the rebels first before you go to her hideout. You really don't. You can just fly right there with no penalty. And number 3, as long as you're not spotted, they tend to behave in pretty much the same way every time. So long as you don't fly directly over the base, generally they won't spot you. There is a jammer in the area that you can take out if you feel more comfortable doing so, but it's not really necessary. As soon as you spot Madre Coca, it will trigger the next phase of the mission, and all the enemies in the area will be alerted. If you're far enough away, Madre Coca usually won't rush you. She'll stay in the back and just hang out. You can then just take your time clearing out the enemies that come after you.
I got eyes on Madre Coca. Here we go.
Just rinse and repeat 4 times until you complete the challenge. But that's about it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like on it. And for this week's outro, enjoy my squad getting screwed over by bad vehicle spawns.
I asked the rebels to...
Bowman has vehicles. Why are we asking the rebels for one? There's a third one. Eyes on a third.
Tenemos una explosión. Coordinando actualización de búsqueda.
Shit, I'm hit! He's dead.
Nada que reportar por el momento. Continuamos con la búsqueda de los enemigos. Los soldados enemigos rompieron contacto y se retiraron. Es hora de terminar la búsqueda.
Got one. Bowman has vehicles. Why are we asking the rebels for one? There's 5.